Government that is unwilling to take any responsibility for anything should not be counted upon. A government has responsibility to protect its citizens and not engage in blame game. Now, this president has finally owned up to his globally acknowledged incompetence.
May I ask where?
No, I'm coming. I'll just finish it with just one. Never in the history of any nation has incompetence and cluelessness been exhibited by any leader as being exhibited today in this government. This government, that's another one, is running the country aground with a combination of incompetence and corruption. The fact of this government, it has nothing to do with ethnicity, but a manifestation of incompetence, cluelessness, and inferiority complex. These were the words of Lai Mohammed, the Minister of Information, between 2012 and 2014. I bet you that anybody who says it today, they will now say, oh, it's hate speech. Oh, you have gone ahead. Oh, you have called the president incompetent. You have done all this. And they will jail you. That is the reason why I say that sometimes when you need to want to circumscribe people's rights, you should also remember the past. If a hate speech bill, which advocates death by hanging, was in place between 2012 and 2014, when Lai Mohammed was making these acerbic statements against the Jonathan administration, do you think he will be alive today? So people need to be really very careful.
Lai Mohammed won't be alive if death by hanging hate speech law was in place during Jonathan's time, says Senator Abaribe. Senator Naya Abaribe has joined other Nigerians to reject the death by hanging hate speech bill that has passed first reading in the Senate. Speaking on Channels TV, Senator Abaribe wondered if the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, would be alive if the law was enacted during the Goodluck Jonathan administration. According to Abaribe, Lai Mohammed said so many unprecedented things about Jonathan when he was still president, and Lai Mohammed's right to express his opinion was not trampled upon. When asked to comment on the controversial bill, Senator Abaribe responded, "Informing my thoughts, I would want to read out some things for you just to put it in context. A government that is unwilling to take responsibility for anything should not be counted upon. A government has responsibility to protect its citizens and not to engage in blame game. Now, this president has finally owned up to his global acknowledged incompetence. Never in the history of any nation has incompetence and cluelessness been exhibited by any leader as being exhibited today in this government. This government is running the country aground with a combination of incompetence and corruption. The fact of this government has nothing to do with ethnicity but a manifestation of incompetence, cluelessness, and inferiority complex." These were the words of Lai Mohammed, the Minister of Information between 2012 and 2014. I bet you that anybody who says this day, they will say it is hate speech. They will say you have called the president incompetent and they will jail you. That is why when you say you have the need to circumscribe people's rights, you should also remember the past. If a hate speech bill which advocates death by hanging was in place between 2012 and 2014, when Lai Mohammed was making this acerbic statement against the Jonathan administration, do you think he will be alive today? The right to hold an opinion, make an opinion, is an inalienable right to every citizen of Nigeria. And when somebody who used to use this shows up today and now says, no, you can't do it for what he did in the past, that tells you that it's nothing but it's intolerance and driving us towards an authoritarian government. And I am saying that every Nigerian should wake up to fact that they don't mean well for us, he said. It's always good, anything you are doing, just know that a day of reckoning will definitely come. What you have done in the past, people will bring your records, they will play your record, they will treat your whatever you must have done. But believe you me, these people are very, very corny. He will come out and say, no, he never meant it like that, that it was misquoted. That is what they are going to be telling you. Everybody knows, it's a known fact, it's in the public domain what they did at each point in time, at a particular time, what they said, the word they speak, everybody can really account for that. Thank God for technology. Even in the days when there was no technology or social media, people still keep record. They still keep record, not to talk of these days. So now what they have been doing, they don't want others to do it to them. What you want you don't want others to do to you, you don't do it to other people. So because they feel they are in power now, the power is not permanent. Not at all. It's not permanent. Now, just exactly what Abaribe said, if the same law was enacted during that time when he was making all of these statements, he wouldn't have been alive today. At all, he wouldn't have been alive. And that is to tell you that hypocrisy, is already embedded in our system. Almost everybody, not even only Lai Mohammed, almost everybody. But how are we going to change the narratives? Who is going to take the lead to make sure things are okay? They will be telling you, oh, Nigerians are this, Nigerians are that. It is the leadership. It has to start from there. If you are saying people should do one thing, you must have done it ahead. And people say, no, before this man will tell you to, no, don't do these things. They must have seen the legacy. They must have seen the examples that you have already laid down. Just the same thing, and they will be telling you, you have to be patriotic. You have to patronize Nigeria. Nigerians love foreign things. But what do? You see what they are doing. Even Mama Daura went to London. They are celebrating in London, and yet they close border. But they are doing a manner of things. The next thing they will tell you, oh, they could afford this. That is why they are doing it. If they can afford it, and you have even the ones, honestly, it is just hypocrisy of the highest order. And it's a good response that people will try to quote them what they have done at some point in time. And so exactly what we are doing now, a day will come, no matter if you want to change something, if you want to say something, people will call your attention. See, what. So then what has changed? See what you have done. Then now you are saying different things. What has changed now? But their own is just, it's really ridiculous. See all the words that he used on the past presidents, and he never said anything. He never lifted a finger on them. But see what they are doing. Common court order, they can't even obey. See the way they are embarrassing everybody. After all, they will tell you, oh, some Nigerians are abroad committing crimes. Oh, they are embarrassing Nigeria. They are disgracing Nigeria. But see what you are doing. You want to tell me that people are not seeing you? The whole world is not seeing you? Is that what they are telling us? Oh, we know what they said the other time when they arrested some Nigerians in the US concerning this a fraud thing. When FBI arrested them, oh, everybody was talking. Oh, see these people, they are embarrassing us. They are doing this and that. Oh, they tag it to a region, to some particular region. Oh, this and this and that. But now, what are you doing? A lot of people came out and condemned the action. That this is just few out of many. A lot of Nigerians are doing great things. But now that a whole government is, causing embarrassment, simple court order they don't want to obey. It's been back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And the excuses they are even giving is even laughable. Now they are telling us anything, a speech or anything, treasonable felony or any this and that, you insulted the president. And these guys are the ones, if you are looking for the author of people who insult people, this present administration, before they came in, when they were fighting to come in, they were the architect of all of this hate speech. Now the people are complaining. You don't want people to complain about your government, so everybody should be clapping. Oh, you are doing it right. Everybody should be clapping for you. But then you couldn't clap for the then administration. So that is just the way it is. And it's good that Nigerians have really come out to say, no, you can't do that. It's not possible. It's not possible. And because it has passed the first reading, so they think it's gonna work that way. Let them continue. They think the way they have cowed people not to even come out, because even a lot of people who are coming, some of the people who are coming out for protests, you could see the numbers are just, so few. And that is what they are happy about. They are happy about that. Many people are not coming because they've been able to demoralize a lot of people. A lot of people are not even interested. But we thank God for those who are still coming out. Even in their little numbers, they are still making an impact. They are making an impact. and yet the government is still embarrassing itself, not only in Nigeria but all over the world. The world is seeing what is happening. Someone says, my senator, you shall live long. Punishment for herdsmen is even what? Punishment for criminal is what? Court trial obey. Punishment for people that steals government money is what? No, they won't say anything like that. Court trial obey. You people should also include punishment for breathing in Nigeria to be burnt to ashes. Cluelessness. Senator Abaribe, thank you for drawing the attention of the public to the Minister of Information hypocrisy on hate speech. It would appear your colleagues forget that power is transient. Posterity will judge every wicked superintendent over the people. What is the punishment for disobeying court orders? What is the government afraid of? The senator sponsoring this bill. What bill are you sponsoring against those looting the treasury of the country? Or is this bill a plot to achieve the third term agenda? I advise you and those fronting you to be ready to kill a good number of Nigerians by hanging or any other means stiffer than that, because we are not going to give up. You don't expect us to be suffering and smiling, and again even to be clapping for them. Where is Yoruba people that worship Fulani people like their gods? What is the punishment of those who stole Nigeria money? No, Nigeria politicians will survive this law if passed, because everything they call election campaign in Nigeria today are first-class hate speeches. The truth is, Nigerians are about to be silenced and caged to achieve a set agenda by few individuals. What are those clamoring for freedom of speech and information? Where are the lawyers and civil rights groups who claimed to be championing the cause of the common man? This is the time to act and speak up before it is too late. Someone says, that is a very good question. Let Mohammed answer it. Like I said, they will come out and twist it. They are so funny and corny. They will come and twist the whole thing, and you'll be surprised on how they are going to defend, or how he's going to defend this statement. You will hear him, because they think that Nigerians I don't know what they call Nigerians, of course, because a lot of people fall for them, and they will be clapping for them. And you can imagine, even maybe if Lai Mohammed was to be saying that thing, or even all those senators or the senator that proposed that thing, you see Nigerians, they will be clapping, yay! But they don't even know the meaning of what is even being proposed, that they are going to be victim of all of this. They are looking for a way to silence the masses. So guys, I would like to hear from you what Abaribe has said, trying to bring us back to what even the same Lai Mohammed was doing at that particular time. Please leave your comments below in the comment section. Thank you very much. Bye.